The top one. This is it. Try, Gima, can you speak? Miss Laura is not available.
Yeah.
Oh,
You just turned your camera off. Oh.
Hmm.
Yeah.
2 p.m.
I don't know what I did here.
Okay.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Bob.
Really close up in person over there.
Welcome, everybody. Happy New Year to all in attendance in person and virtually. Calling this meeting of the Chatham County Board of Elections on January 20th, 2026 to order. We have a quorum. 4 members are here in person. Member Heisey is attending remotely, so all directors are present and accounted for. We're going to move into item 3 on the agenda, which is approval of the agenda. Presumably, everybody's had a chance to take a look at it and review it. Do we have a motion to approve it?
Will we approve the agenda?
Second. Second by Frank. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Are you accounting for member Heisey's vote if she's either raising her hand or voting on it?
He's not here.
It's okay. We don't need unanimity there. We are going to need unanimity on one item, however.
Okay.
Okay, agenda approved. We are to the public input portion of the meeting. Ladies and gentlemen, do you have anything you want to say today? Marvin, do we have anybody online who has any comments that they would like to make?
No.
Okay. Moving on into new business. First up is approval of the minutes from the December 16th, 2025 meeting, 2026. Sorry about that. Should have thought it. These were prepared by Erica, reviewed by me. Has everybody had a chance to review them?
Oh,
Yes. Did you just correct something?
Yes, I did. It's December 16th, 2025. On
the
agenda.
typo.
I see it now.
I was moving too fast.
It's okay. If everybody has had a chance to review those minutes, fairly voluminous, through no fault of your own, we had a lot of business to do. Do we have a motion to approve those minutes?
We approved the December 16, 2025 minutes. Second.
Seconded by Frank. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
If member Heisey is voting.
He is not available in here.
Marlon, are you able to message her on Teams and just let her know that there is a vote that's going to come up where we're going to want her to weigh in?
Okay.
It's on the election day assistance, the out of precinct assistance. Okay, moving on to item 2 under new business, the director's report. Pandora, Chance. Maybe splitting duties or
Yes.
maybe, okay.
Chancellor, you come first.
Going first. So currently, the voter registration stats for today of January 20th, we have 63,948 registered voters. There's a few away from 64,000. So we had this monthly, currently today, we had 25 duplicate removals, 21 death removals, and 3 felony removals for this month. For NCOAs, we run that report twice a year. And this year we have 605 cards, and Christina just ran those today. So we'll be getting out mail today. And for voter registration repair, Lynette and Christina have been working on that. And as of today, 237 voter registrations have been repaired. The grand total was originally 846. We had the 237 repaired. We still have 609 voter registrations still needing to be validated. So we're at a 28% completion rate. So
Do we have a sense of, I mean, we sent out communications to all 847. Are we hearing back? Are we not hearing back at all? Are cards and mailings being returned?
we're getting back a few are coming in. It's been slow but steady.
Letters.
The letters,
The letters, states out.
Right.
They send them back to the counties, but we have not been given guidance as to how to move forward with those letters.
and absentee ballots went out on January 12th. And we've had 75 civilian absentee ballots and 2 overseas ballots that have went out. The requests have been slow. Some has been slower than I actually expected. But hopefully it'll pick up closer to when early voting starts in February, but I'm looking at. We have not received any ballots in person as of today. And for anyone who's listening or interested, there is a year-end campaign finance report that is due. It is due January 30th. So if you have an active committee that's over $1,000, you need to submit your campaign finance reports either electronically or to the Board of Elections office in person or by mail by the 30th. And that's all for me. Oh, yeah, the budget. So Pandora and I presented at the budget retreat for the county commissioners the first week of January. We were joined by 2 board members, Erica and Bob, and I believe that was well received, and we received good feedback from the commissioners regarding that retreat. We laid out our proposals for what we would like to receive for this next budget year with expansions and reclassifications for the office. And we should hear within the next couple of months if these requests will be approved or not. So we will keep you updated on the budget process as we hear more from the county.
Do we expect to be engaged further with the county commissioners in any subsequent budget meetings that may happen?
Not with the county commissioners, so the next few steps will be going through county management, reviewing the proposals. They will hear the concerns from the county commissioners and what they would like to see in the upcoming budget. And so that would happen after we present it, they would vet with the commissioner. And so the budget team then will hear every department's expansion reclassification, and then we go through a meeting. So we have a group meeting with different departments where our department will meet with everyone using general government and/or, which is Register of Deeds, clerks of the board, and tax department. And we all sit together and see which department in our group has an expansion request. Can we nominate someone out of our group to speak in front of the management team? Yeah, to see if our expansion request is important as the others. So we process after that process, then we hear confirmation back from the county. It has been approved. And did I say that wrong? Okay, where that is? But all right, so it's a little weird process, but the next steps, if we get approved or not, it depends if our reclassification or if 4 expansions or one of them are rejected or all of them are approved on a good note. It depends on how you all would like to take it, because there is points where you can speak in front of the county commissioners. If you want to oppose the budget, make amendments to the budget,
that process will happen, I believe, around April, May.
Your meetings with other management, are those, is that meeting or those meetings, I don't know if it's singular or plural, right? Is that something that board members are allowed to attend, that would it would be helpful if any of us attended, or is it limited just to staff?
It is just that, yeah.
Well, it has been staffed. I don't know if we can pass.
I don't know if other departments have outside board members, do they?
Parks and Rec does.
Okay.
But I don't know if they've been involved at all, but, that's something we can ask and see if y'all can join with those meetings.
Some, ask you, who are these other departments that you're compiled with?
Tax department,
Say again,
the tax department,
taxes,
register of deeds,
deeds,
and the clerk to the county commissioners.
a clerk. Did I hear Department of Recreation?
No,
Parks and Rec.
but we're not,
We're not a group with them.
So we're taxes, deeds, and clerks. Are they all considered critical infrastructure by the federal government, taxes, deeds, and clerks?
don't believe so, but I'll have to look into that.
I would remind you that we're considered critical infrastructure, the elections.
That is right.
And I would remind you that we're different,
That is
and
true.
that we're being lumped with regular county departments. And, that's something that, we may want to think about.
Yeah, we,
Says
we,
you're not regular county department.
yeah, we've said all this before. It's,
Well,
we just need to get you down in.
Yeah.
Clerk report's a little special because that's an elected position. It's a little bit a regular department.
fascinating. And so who does these groupings and, how did that go about?
The county budget team does groupings, so the
County budget team.
the county budget director does the groupings.
That's the fact that
That's
that's
the
not
common
those
feature,
facts.
they all
That's what we-
elected or appointed elected almost.
Wow. You know, I'm gonna be a little bit pushy here and say that we're special. As we're directed, by the state to conduct free and fair elections, for everybody. And, I guess taxes are supposed to be fair, and deeds are supposed to be fair, and clerks are supposed to be fair, but we're kind of special, and, being lumped with county departments, I think is kind of like they're treating us like we're a county department, and we're not. And that needs to be articulated.
Right.
Which I can do, or other members on this board can do, or you could at least be pressured to me.
Any further comments on the budget presentation?
Congratulations, it was a good presentation.
Thank you all, great to have you all there. Thank you for support.
You just like wait until we hear back for a few months at this.
Right.
We'll keep you up.
Thank you, Chance.
Okay, so all I have, I'm gonna, of course, most people do know, if you don't know, we're having a primary election, here in Chatham County and throughout the state on March 3rd, 2026. We have a Democratic primary and a Republican primary. Unaffiliated voters will be allowed to vote in either one of these primaries. We have no nonpartisan ballot. Sometimes there is a ballot that is not a party ballot. It's a, what is it, some kind of amendments or something like that. That's not a party ballot. So there's no nonpartisan ballot to choose. We have, here in Chatham County, we have 37 ballot styles. We have 17 precincts that has 2 ballot styles. East Williams has a split congressional district, so they have 3 ballot styles. These are the important deadlines. Voter registration deadline is February 6th. Early voting starts February 12th through the 28th. And of course, the absentee ballot request deadline is February 17th. And then, I've said the election day is March 3rd and canvass is March 13th. So I'm gonna give a report about the election connection. This is the connection that we have with the state board where we do virtual, training and meeting where they give us information. So they suggested a few things which we, were reminded to tell our poll in training, that we should have sample ballots available when the unaffiliated voter present to vote, so they can see their choices up front. There should be a sample ballot at the check-in station. So when they declare, state their name and their party, they can say whether or not they want the Democratic ballot or the Republican ballot. And if they choose not to vote, they can do that as well. But if it's there at the check-in station, then they can see it there. Won't have to go back to look at a sample ballot outside. Yes.
Why have there, three ballot styles in East Williams rather than, I would expect, four
It's,
for these two districts?
because one party don't have a person on the primary. Yeah. That's why. Early voting, please ensure that the precinct officials have been searched diligently for anyone who presents to do the same day registration. And we talked about this in training. A lot of times people will come and, you know, they state their name, they look for them, they are already registered, which they didn't find them. But, that can cause a hassle for somebody who's already registered because they're doing the same day registration. If for some reason the mail comes back, it calls into the ballot not to count. They talked about the removed voters. We're supposed to do a same day registration for anyone who comes up to show that they've been removed for whatever reason. They can go and do a same day registration doing early voting. And of course, we have barcode scanners, at all of our precincts and on early voting, because when we have more than one ballot style, we have to make sure that the ballot style matches the barcode on the social application or the ATV that is issued. Yes.
When, the precinct officials are searching diligently for, anyone who presents to do a same day registration, where are they searching? Isn't it correct for them, not to be there because they're not registered? What are you searching in?
But some people will come in, I don't know if the voter has not voted in a while. I think that they're not registered, or because the voter will come in and say, well, I need to register. So when they look them up, it could be something with their last name, the first name, the date of birth. But we always have them call the office, and then we'll look for them too to make sure that they're not registered.
So like if they say they need to do same day registration, but they're really already registered, that's the problem you're trying to avoid?
Yes, that's the problem we're trying to avoid.
So I think I heard you say 37 ballot styles. And I'm sitting here doing arithmetic in my head. We have 18 precincts, I think.
Yes.
So a Dem and a Republic, that's 2 times 18 is 36. What's the extra one?
The East Williams.
Williams has 3.
3. Why was
So
it?
that's an additional one, because there, as was just stated, you have no Republican running in District 9 for past voters.
Hudson, nobody's running against Hudson.
Yeah,
Is it?
so that makes 37.
No, because the Democrat ballot, they do have it, yes.
Yeah,
So you only have one primary. You don't have a vote for,
Since East Williams is a split district,
oh.
and so you have 3, because it would be 4, but
Oh, it's a
Republicans
split
do not have.
district, so the part is in a different
Four and
congressional
nine.
district.
Yeah.
Pardon me.
Thank you. The polling place reminders, of course, they did encourage us to use public buildings. And then, out of precinct voting sites, we don't have any. And of course, we have to get our buffer zone notice out. I think it's by next Monday. That's the information where people need to set up their campaigning tents and all that stuff, if there's gonna be, and usually there's not a whole lot during a primary. So, so then this brings us to the, number memo 2025, which is the, procedures when identification numbers do not validate. These are the procedures that, we went over diligently in poll worker training with all of the, poll workers to make sure that they know how to process these voters. So I do have the documents to show on the screen. If, we could go there. I know you're not gonna read that whole memo, but you can take that memo and read it I do have the information for the voter on how they're supposed to correct these situations. Sarah, can I get you to come in here, please? You did a great job of going over this in poll workers training. Carmen, can you find, this document?
What's the title of the?
I probably have a script, it's got a script on the end of it, but
This one?
yeah. Pull that up and turn it around. Please. Okay, so this document will be available at, at the check-in station, right? This document right here will be at the check-in station. This is telling, you've got these in your package too. It's telling you the difference between each type of voter. You got your HAVA ID required, you got your registration repair, and you've also got your unvalidated driver's license and social security voters. So that's telling you the difference here and how to process them. On the back side of that document, you have a script that the poll workers, scroll up, Martin. There's a script that the poll workers are asked to use when they're, when the poll worker comes in, when the voter comes in. And they're just saying, I have found your registration information in our poll book, and I see that we have an indicator on your record that we need your help. So they will prompt them then as to which voter type they are. And then they'll, be prompted to fix the issue. But then when we go to, Sarah, do you want to elaborate on the different types of?
The biggest thing that I've been emphasizing to the poll workers is the difference between this registration repair and unvalidated driver's license / social security number. Because the unvalidated DL/SSN is a new flag in the software. And when the software prompts you, it does remind you that you're going to be, the poll workers will be requesting that they see if we can update that information if the voter wants to look at that and see if there's a data entry error or anything like that. However, the voter is not required to update it that, and they will vote regularly whether they decide to update it or leave it as is.
Is this the notice that they'll get? Okay,
Yeah.
They will receive a notice. Margaret, if you'll pull that up, it's not on that. You have to go out. It's the notice to voters with unvalidated DLSSN.
This one.
And we'll have these printed out and check in for voters.
The voter will get this and it'll tell them what they need to do, once they get there. And then, of course, the notice to the DLSSN, the social security numbers, provisional voters, so there's some that will be voting provisional as well. So there's another notice. Another kind of voter, right, Sarah? Yeah, so that's another kind of voter. And we went over all this in training. And of course, and then we have the notice to the voters with no acceptable HAVA ID. And what that actually means, it was someone who registered for the first time and did not provide that information when they registered. So they will have to give a document, and this document, oh, Marvin, I'm sorry, you'll go to this document. The voter, notice to voters with no acceptable ID.
This one.
And it tells them what to give, the poll workers, what's valid to give them to correct this issue. So they have all kind of notices, where they can give to the voter, where the voter can fix this, and that will, make their registration updated and complete. And then, these are the documents they'll get to change their name, address, and then for the unvalidated, so there's the early vote one, and then there's one for election day. And the voter will have to be required to write their driver's license number at the bottom.
It should print out if it's
If it's on there, okay,
if you do an update, it will print out on that form.
okay, automatic. Then they'll have to put the date of birth.
Yes, they have to handwrite their date of birth.
And sign it. They'll come back to the office to get that information in the system. So that was that. And I have given, so far Sarah has done 3 remote info sessions. She has done 2 info sessions in person, 7 mandatory judge sessions in person, and 8 laptop and help desk sessions in person.
A lot.
We've had all that training. So now tomorrow, coming up, we have 3 sessions of mock polling site training. So if anybody wants to attend that. And I did give you, guys and I did give you a copy of the photo ID exception document, just so you'll know what that looked like when time comes to, look at them for the absentees. There's one for, the absentee ones will be on the yellow paper, and the one from early voting and election day will be on the white paper. And they did change from the last time, because there were several boxes that you had to check, and I think they did away with one of those boxes, and now we just have that one box.
Is this the in-person one?
This is the same as the one
It's the
draft.
same as the one, but it's the absentee just go on yellow paper.
There used to be a place to write in the driver's license number or SSN. Is that gone?
It is gone. Well, it's the 2 different
You're
students.
talking about photo ID exception.
What do I, the exception form used to have a place? to
Yes.
write,
It's not on
driver's license or SSN. I don't see it anymore.
Right.
the. Oh, it's not on the. The updated form.
Form was revised about 6 months ago.
Well, before the last.
It is.
And it was assessed as,
It's June of 2024.
Yeah.
Revision date.
It's been revised.
because that SSN is talking about used to be there and it was confusing for
It's not
some
very,
reason.
yeah, it's not there anymore.
No, but it was revised before the last election.
It's,
If the driver's license and SSN were there,
Good check, like that.
last election.
Well, it's in, the version is indicating that it was June
Oh, I see
2024.
that.
Yeah.
But I remember it being in there.
It was in there,
Yeah.
but I think it's been revised and it's not in there anymore.
Maybe they didn't revise the revision date.
Chance is going to check, he think he has a, something, see, but this was the latest version of the.
Okay, so it is different. For absentee ballots, there is a, says for absentee.
Is that what I was expecting?
Yes, okay, I thought it was.
Yeah.
Give me that one.
What's the revision date on that?
So it's the thing that's different because this is for,
It has it, that was right.
I thought absentee was different.
Where is it? Where's the social study?
It's different from the
So
last.
is this the one we're working with?
for absentee ballots, yeah.
When everything's good, now that.
So just start it,
This is
The absentee.
So this is, confusing.
Pandora, could you explain the last line on the photo ID exception forms that you provided copies of it?
Which last line?
The last line of the form,
Down here, election official,
right,
that's for the election official to complete.
I'm sorry. On this form that you gave us copy of, it says voting site, VRN,
Yeah, that's for the election official to complete.
the VRN,
Yeah, that's tell us what site they voted at and what their voter registration number was,
Okay.
and the official that did the exception form. So that's for the election officials to complete.
okay. And early voting. I don't know what you did.
Uh-huh. Yeah. That's okay. It's the same as messaging. And the express is the same. But that's, well, Chance just thought that he thought at the same time. Anyway, we got that clarified. This is the, training agenda for the state board trainings that we all are going to attend virtually. So I gave you a, agenda. It may change by the time the training actually takes place, but this is the agenda for right now. It's front and back. And you should be receiving the information for you to log into it.
Question. The, updated exception form with that social stuff, make
copies and distributed is different than the one that I have in my package.
Chance of,
It's different.
just get rid of these yellow ones because he thought they were the same. And then this one is the one for election day. That's what I got out of the election resource.
So the election day on white paper doesn't have social or.
No.
Okay. Is that, correct? Or no?
Yeah, it's correct.
Fine.
And I gave all of you your sample ballot that's specific to your precinct. So you have that. Sample ballots are online on the website. And you can go to ncsbe.gov and look up, do your voter lookup, scroll down, and you can find your ballot style on that site. The ballot that you will be issued when you go to vote. Okay, that's all I have.
So we didn't talk about this in context of your director's report, but I'm going to include it here. We approved an employment weather policy at the last meeting that gives me the ability to translate a meeting in the event of inclement weather, for instance, if we have snow, which is predicted for this coming weekend. In the event that county is not open on Tuesday, we have a previously scheduled meeting required by statute at 5 o'clock. It's an absentee ballot meeting. In the event the county is closed, but we are otherwise unable to have a meeting here, I will just let everybody know that I will cancel that meeting. We will not have a substitute meeting. We will then convene the ensuing Tuesday, February 3rd, to have the required absentee ballot meeting at 5 p.m. on that date. So we had talked a little bit earlier amongst ourselves about maybe postponing the meeting and doing it 2 days later. But in light of the fact that a large volume of snow may be expected, and given how it can take some time for us to get back to normal here in North Carolina after a large snowstorm, we will then wait to just have our next absentee meeting on February 3rd. It means that next Tuesday is an absentee. Any questions, any comments?
Is there a statute that allows us to delay 1 week? Or do they say you gotta meet as soon as possible, or do we know?
No, I mean, we're allowed to cancel the meeting, and I mean, there's flexibility in terms of when it can be, or if you just need to the next week. All right, John Pandora.
That's all I have.
Maybe by person to come next Tuesday, including.
So, yeah, so we will, so if we do have a, we are here Tuesday, weather's fine, we can buy parts and team. I'll make a schedule, yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll go ahead and make a schedule, the same spreadsheet I'll send to you, everybody's email for the next upcoming absentee meetings and have you all sign up when you're available.
You just put me down for next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday, okay.
Yeah.
Next Tuesday, okay. All right, I'll go ahead and bill you both for you, man.
Can you remind me of the rule for the spot check? Did we say 50 ballots? We were gonna count all of them, and
It
it was
was-
50, we were gonna do a percentage of them, or was it a different rule?
Just gonna do 15.
15,
50 period.
50,
So if we get 500, we're gonna do 50.
50.
Right.
If we get 50, we're gonna do 50.
Yeah,
Okay, so we're gonna put 50 ballots.
Okay, any further comments? Hearing none, we have a series of votes that we're going to take on appointment of
Not available.
judges. First up is approval of additional early voting workers. Lori, we have. Is she there? Well, she may be there. Her pictures, her camera may be turned off.
right back to you, Marvin.
No, they try to call her, but she's not answering.
Okay, well, we don't need her approval for this item. So we have a list of early voting additions for the primary. And it is a list of 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 16, 18. Approximately 22, mostly assistants and some party judges for all early voting sites. And, we only need, everybody, I think, has a list in front of them.
This is the early voting one?
This is the early voting,
Okay.
and after
Yeah,
y'all having a chance to review and scan the names, let me know if there's any questions or comments, but I would call for a motion to approve this list of additional early voting assistants and party judges.
May I ask, what does assignment capital A mean?
Assistant.
And then PJ/A?
Party judges assistant. So they could be either.
Fine.
I move we approve the early voting additions for the primary 2026 election.
she can chat the vote.
Is there any discussion?
Lori's on. She texted me and said, can I vote this way? And I'm like, she said, I am unmuted.
So we got here.
Okay, well, we'll ask her, does she know what we're voting on?
Sandra texted me. She can hear you.
Okay, so she knows what we're voting on. So we've got the motion that's been seconded to vote on the early voting additions for assistants and party judges. Approximately 22 of them. There's no further discussion. All in favor? Aye.
See if she says aye. She said aye.
Okay. 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 The next one up is the vote on, well, we'll do. I'll try to batch these in with one. We've done them separately before because one group of these requires unanimity and one group requires only a majority vote. But these are new workers who are added for election day. These are not replacements of folks who have either resigned or will otherwise be unavailable, which I will address in a second. These are new workers, both in and out of precinct. These are people who were recommended by the respective party chairs in Chatham County. There are a total of 15 new workers. 11 of them are Democrats, 4 of them are Republicans. And I would ask for a motion to approve all of these in one batch, whether they're in or out of precinct, hoping that we can get unanimity for all of them.
I move that we approve the new workers added for election day primary March 3rd.
Have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Frank. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Do we have to be unanimous on that?
Well, we do because we've got out of
She
precinct.
voted.
Okay, we have
Oh, you voted
unanimity.
on?
Yes, because we have out of precinct.
Okay.
And so everybody knows there is a list of probably 25 to 30 replacement workers that I have the ability to approve on my own under the statute. And they are a mixture of in and out of precinct, both Republicans and Democrats, who are a mixture of peace, party judges and assistants. The list, I think everybody has the list in front of them. And I will sign this at the completion of the meeting, and these folks will take their positions on the master list when we're at the conclusion of the meeting.
So you don't need a vote on this?
No, we do not need a vote. Awesome. Shall pause.
Thank you.
Okay. Moving on, the next item on the agenda is modification of the MAT team member. I'm going to let Chance give us a little bit of background on the current status of our MAC team, who's on it, when it was appointed, et cetera, before we move into the business segment. So Chance,
Okay, so currently, so MAT stands for a multi-partisan assistance team. And they are a group of our dedicated workers who go to care facilities to assist voters and request an absentee ballot. And also when the ballot gets mailed out there to them, they also help them complete the ballot. The ballot cannot come back with them. The ballot must be mailed from the facility to our office and once we receive it. So back in 2024, in June of 2024, we had training where we trained 8 MAT members, 4 Republicans, 4 Democrats. And they serve well, their certification is good for 2 years. So it will be ending this year, it's upcoming June of 2026. And we'll have to have more training this summer. Yes,
How were the 8 people selected?
they were recommended from our office.
The law says that they're supposed to be recommended by the board of elections members of the same party.
so I think ultimately the question is, did the board actually?
Oh, the board approved, yes,
this?
the board did, the board signed off on the certificate.
I think we approved the certification of them.
Yeah,
But before they go through their training, they're supposed to be selected by the board. And the law states very clearly that they're supposed to be recommended by the board members, not the staff, but the board members of the same party. And I think that step was submitted.
wasn't it you delegated to the staff?
It's not in the delegation.
Not delegation, okay. Okay.
No, then it wouldn't be.
24.
It's undelegated.
That's my point, yeah, it wouldn't be. in the
Okay.
delegation, no.
So going forward, we will not admit that. So just to get clarification, so what would you like to see done, Wally? How would you like to see the steps? So you're saying the board should gather the members for us?
Well, I don't know how we handled these last few months. That's 2 years is almost up anyway. But for the next round, it should be done the way the law specifies, that Laura and Erica should recommend the Democrat members of each of the MAT teams, however many they are. And then the 3 of us Republicans should recommend. We might end up with the exact same set of people, but that's how it's supposed to be done.
So here's what I would suggest. What I would suggest is, we can ratify this group of people that are currently on what I will call the aggregate MAT team. And their certifications would end up terminating in June of this year.
They will anyway by the law.
Right, so there's and then I have had a separate conversation with Sarah whereby there seems to be some significant demand for this. And we're gonna need more people on each side to be able to meet that demand for the fall general election. So that's something that we'll deal with in June. Okay, at our June meeting, because we will then, I think at that point, we will be then approving and recommending people to then take the training.
In my opinion, both parties, the board members of both parties will welcome the people that the staff recommends. But at least formally, it has to pass through us.
Right,
So,
right.
just for clarification, would you like for us, as a staff, to send you a list of potential poll workers for you all to review? And then you would come back with that list to see if you,
Do they have to be poll workers? I think it's best if, it's good if they are.
normally they offer their experience with the process,
But
but
that sounds good, Jim.
yeah, all right.
Well, wait a minute, let's think about this. The party chairs recommend assistants and judges for precincts. And we take that and we vote on. What about the party chairs recommending X number of Dems and then the Republican Party chair, X number of Republicans, and then we vote on it?
Well, the statute doesn't,
Or Matt.
the statute doesn't provide that, but as a practical
It
matter,
doesn't mention the county chairs in this.
but as a practical matter, you may want to get opinions from the county party chairs. but we're the ones who make the recommendations. We don't have to accept what they may recommend, which is different from the way the statute reads as far as chiefs and judges. Robert,
I need to state my name.
why not?
Robert Waldrop. As a MAP team member who actually worked on a MAP team this morning, I think it does need to be poll workers with experience that function on the MAP team. It's not straightforward. The forms have changed.
I wasn't saying that that wasn't a good idea, but I don't recall it being actually required that they be. But they'll have to go through training to effectively qualify them to be poll workers anyways.
And the other thing, I think the staff knows the people that have that kind of higher level of training and are less mistake prone. Or if you've got a question, we'll call. So their recommendations would be good to have.
Yes.
It'd save you some trouble going through the party who's not going to necessarily know who's well qualified to do that. That makes sense. The party chairs. Did that make sense?
That makes sense. Thanks for your comment. So first step, Chance, would you let us know who currently are the representatives who are on our aggregate MAP team so that we can actually ratify them in their positions?
Susan Sigmund,
Them.
Democrat. Robert Waldrop, Democrat. Chad Charles, Democrat. Raymond Allen, Democrat.
He's unaffiliated. He said he was unaffiliated when I spoke to him this morning.
Okay.
Because I'd never met him before. Sorry to interject.
Well, no, that's a good point. That's a new piece of information.
That is
You were interjecting.
Charles's name is Charles.
Chad Charles.
Chad Charles. And Alan is Robert?
Raymond Allen, to check his registrations.
Raymond.
He may have changed his party after.
Yeah.
Okay, keep going.
Our Republicans, Meredith Johnson, Cindy Schmidt. On the other one, or what's that?
Miranda,
Miranda Van Sweden. And the last one is
Peter,
Peter's on,
he's
and
unaffiliated.
now he's unaffiliated, so.
so what I was originally going to suggest that we do, since we had an original list of 4 Democrats and 4 Republicans who were constituting the overall MAP team. And we had 1 Republican who changed to unaffiliated. I was going to suggest that we have an additional Republican appointed, and at this point, I would suggest that there be an additional Democrat appointed so that we have 4 and 4 on each side. And that everybody understands that if there is a team that is dispatched that has an unaffiliated voter on it, that it always have a Democrat and Republican as well, so that team would have 3 people on it as opposed to just 2, which is what the statute and the number memo contemplate right now. So I guess the first thing that I would want to do is move to ratify the names and the positions of the folks who currently constitute the overall MAP team, which is 3 Democrats, 3 Republicans, and 2 unaffiliated. Having heard those names, I'm making that motion. Is there a second?
Just a moment.
Discussion.
Do you have a second?
A second.
Discussion.
There is a nuance regarding the unaffiliated that if one of the core 2 members are an unaffiliated voter, then that will require a unanimous vote of the board. Whereas if the core members of a MAT team, one's Republican, one's Democrat, that only requires a majority from that. Just a nuance.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
You can try to push it all through, but that would require a and unanimous. There's still several unaffiliated on the list that the motion mentions other things.
Okay, so we're looking for a unanimous vote to approve. I'm not gonna see,
For you too.
well, I'm not gonna bifurcate the vote if I can avoid doing it. So if we can get a unanimous vote for this panel of 8, which are 3 Democrats, 3 Republicans, and 2 unaffiliated, that would be great. Frank, are you making a comment? Or you want?
Yes, I want to make a comment.
Okay,
So if we have, I think your proposal, let's have a D and an R, and then the unaffiliated is, number 3, that kind of tags along with those two.
correct.
So if we do a D and an R, do we need unanimity? Can we do it with 51%? Because you're not have, the unaffiliated is kind of like, extra.
That's not what's in the motion.
The motion is to basically ratify the appointment of all 8 of these people.
Including 2
Now, I could
unaffiliated.
bifurcate it and have it be party oriented and then ask for unanimity on the unaffiliated. So I'm just trying to be a little more efficient, get it all done at one time if we can. Correct?
Yes, and this will all be over after the primary, that these will not be the teams for the general.
And why do we have to do unanimity,
Law says so,
for, an unaffiliated?
because the law says so,
To appoint an unaffiliated.
as one of the core 2 members of the bipartisan team. If one of the bipartisan team is an unaffiliated instead of a Democrat, for example, that requires a unanimous vote.
It says if you got insufficient number of voters to meet the requirement of a D and an R, the County Board of Elections, upon a unanimous vote of its sworn members, may appoint an unaffiliated.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, we don't have an insufficient. We've got D and an R. We're sufficient.
Well, there's an
Not
argument.
motion. There's 2 unaffiliated in the motion.
Okay. Pardon me.
Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye.
All right.
Second, Lori.
Yeah. She said,
Okay.
Who made that motion?
Karen did and
I did, and Eric seconded. So at this point, I was contemplating having, an additional Democrat and an additional Republican appointed. But since we have equal numbers, we have 2 unaffiliated from each side, unaffiliated from each side. I think I'll just leave it the way it is.
What side are they from?
Well, 1 Democrat changed to unaffiliated and 1 Republican changed. So we have, each party had 1. So we have three Republicans and 3 Democrats on this team and 2 unaffiliated.
But isn't the formerly Republican now being recommended by the Democrats?
no,
It
man,
That's actually as an assistant. It's different.
No, it's a man.
It sounds like that he's more affiliated with the Democrats than he is with the Republicans.
Yes, but he's already certified, and what we're trying to do here is to.
They just seem both like Democrats to me, but it's okay.
Well, it's okay, because if you're a deployed team of 3 people, you're gonna have to have a Republican on it. There's gotta be a Democrat.
So we're back to this 3 people stuff.
Well,
I thought this set of 8 and your motion was continuing with the traditional sets of 2. I didn't know this.
no, it's
set
just,
of
if you
3
have an
deal.
unaffiliated, there has to be a Democrat and a Republican on
Right.
that team, so it's gotta be 3 people.
I don't think so. I don't think
Yeah,
so.
I think it's
It's
actually,
it's in the statute that if we're not able to staff it with party members on a unanimous vote, you can.
but you can,
Allow an unaffiliated.
well, you can staff it. It's not like you don't have enough. You have.
You can send as many as you want, but the core 2 in the team has to be a Republican and a Democrat.
That's what I'm saying.
Additional people can be of any party or no
That's
party.
what I'm saying. So if there's,
So I don't even know what we voted on then. I thought we were voting on the 8 names to serve as members of 2-person bipartisan MAT teams. I didn't know we were voting on some of these people can't go out there as part of a team of two, but can only go out as a team, part of a team of three.
No, we voted to basically ratify the constitution of the current team with these 8 names.
How often do we send out a third member on the MAT team?
Well,
We always send out actually groups of 4, but 2 or 4 people.
And do they mutually supervise or do they, split up into like different parts of the facility?
So they would usually, a facility, get people in the same room, and they would have them come up to the MAP members to review a request for them. So they're,
And so it's typically a team of 4. And so do you feel like only one needs to be from each party and the other 2 can be anything? Is that the way you looked at it, or have you been sending 2?
well, we always send a
Republicans and 2
Republican and
Democrats?
Democrat, yeah. So it'd always be a Republican and Democrat together regardless. Going forward, we would hope to have 2 Republicans and 2 Democrats. That will be what's happened. I didn't realize that some people have changed it. One changed their party late a few months ago, and then one was recent knowledge to me. But normally,
That's just what I heard, which, yeah, obviously since I'm.
I had to double check that, but normally it's a Republican and Democrat, and the reason why one is unaffiliated, they, did the certification 2 years ago, when they were unaffiliated, but we always send a Republican and Democrat together. There will never be no Republican or no Democrat, because law mandates you have 1 Republican, 1 Democrat.
are you okay?
It sounds like we're good through the primary. We might need to discuss it again, perhaps like at the June meeting.
Well, we'll have a brand new selection at the June meeting.
Maybe the May, depending on when they're gonna take their trainings.
Well, we don't have to,
We're good.
the election doesn't really start kicking in till mid to late
Right,
August,
so
so
plenty of
so we
time,
have time.
plenty of time for the training.
Just for clarity, so the team of 4 today, we split into 2 teams of 2 each. And we were together, filling out the forms together and looking over one another's work. And we took turns doing the different forms. But we were going into the patient's rooms. Some of these folks they can't come to you.
So the team of 4 was not mutually supervising each other. It's two teams of 2 that are just supervising
One another.
one another.
And then in the case Chance spoke about, people are a little bit more mobile. You may be in a room and we would split off into 2 halves of the room and people would come to us and we process them as quickly as we could.
In terms of the law, there's 2 multi-partisan MAT teams. When you go to a facility, 4 people might be there, but they're 2 MAT teams. The first 2 and the second 2 don't really know what each other is doing.
This morning in with the scenario he just outlined, but it sounds like if they can come to you, you do 4 people in a room, depending on circumstances,
There could be, if the people are mobile enough to come to us.
which they're not always gonna be.
But if they can't see and hear what they're doing, it's not effective supervision. You have 2 people on one side of a big room at a facility, the other 2 at the other side of the big room. They can't see or hear or witness the absentee ballot application or whatever it is they're doing.
And we wouldn't split that team, 2 Democrats, 2 Republicans
Right.
paired up. And if they're unaffiliated, there would be a Democrat, an unaffiliated, and a Republican and an unaffiliated. Which is what we did this morning.
Well, ideally, what we want to do is, and correct me, Chance, if I'm wrong here. If you're sending 4 people out to a facility. Bet the unaffiliated for a second. You would have a Democrat and a Republican handling one voter, a Democrat and a Republican having a different vote. They could be in the same room, they could be in separate rooms. Right?
Exactly right.
So if we add unaffiliated to this scenario, then what you're going to need to do under the statute is to have a Democrat and an unaffiliated and a Republican on one team. And if you send 2 teams out there, you're gonna need to do the same thing with the other team if there's an unaffiliated on there, or it's just gotta be a Democrat and a Republican.
And the unaffiliated person would be unnecessary.
And it's
Right.
wheel.
but some of it has to do with availability also.
That's the point.
I think any unaffiliateds involved have to be essentially recommended by the party and then pass on a unanimous vote of the board. Oh, that's my opinion.
There is another way to do it. I'm just sitting here free associating, send one team of three. So they all three have to walk into the room. You got a Dem, a Republican, and an unaffiliated, they all do their deal.
Well, from a scheduling perspective, that's fine. The question is from a demand perspective, if there are more voters there that we want to handle simultaneously, that's not necessarily practical.
Like Carolina Meadows, they have a massive amount of voters, and Barrington, Gallery Ridge has a huge amount of voters that we deal with. And if you don't send more than 2, you're gonna be there
All day?
You might have to go back there the next day, 2 days.
Well, I think you should send as many bipartisan teams of
Right.
2 as is necessary for the expected
Right.
volume of voters. But adding a third person to a team of 2, I don't think is really going to cause things to go any quicker, and it's wasteful.
Right, when we'll get new names coming in for November. And we'll take a vote on that, and probably just be just Democrat, Republicans. That way keep it
I
simple.
suspect that will probably.
Yeah, I do too.
Okay. Is there a question? Okay, you're leading in, I'm just making sure.
Very clear.
Okay. Moving on, I think we're gonna put this back to you, Pandora. Item 6 is, board member attendance at commissioner meetings. Frank?
So I brought this up,
Okay.
and that was, I'll just say it plainly, I wanted to kind of like tag along and listen to the presentations at this budget retreat. And there would have been 3 Board of Elections people sitting in the room, which could conceivably be construed as a meeting without notice. And why I bring this up, in your board financial budget negotiations, I don't know if it would be helpful or not to have us sitting in the audience. And the unspoken statement is that we're validating your slide presentation or whatever, the presentation that you're giving. And if it would add some push to your presentation by having a sitting there. So if I want to tag along, I would like to, how do we do that? Say all 5 of us want to go to a meeting, want you to do a presentation.
What would have happened at the December meeting when you guys agreed that 2 members were going? You would have said all of you were going. So whenever the clerk from the commissioner, or the budget director emailed me to say, is your full board coming? I would have said yes, and then they would have noticed the meeting that you would have been there. You have proper notice, because we always had a forum thing. But because you said that one representative from each party would go, we didn't do that. So, we didn't have time to notice a meeting that would be the quorum of the Board of Elections members.
So this may come up again if you
So
have
in
a
the
board
future, you
meeting.
just say, maybe 4 or 5 of us there, we can notice the meeting.
For example, at the budget session in was it in June, it's possible that some or all of us might wish to attend that and speak in favor of our budget request, for example. If they haven't granted us what we requested, some or all of us may wish to speak in favor of that being changed so that our request is funded.
I'm just trying to think about ways to try to get more
Yeah.
power to your presentation.
Yeah, that just wouldn't, that's all that needed to, we're gonna be
So
needed to make that happen.
the follow-up to that, do we have to keep minutes? Do we have to keep documentation? If you do a presentation.
As long as you're, if you're present in the room and you're not making any kind of decisions in that room, we won't have to keep it in minutes.
I'm saying,
They would put it in their minutes.
okay, I could use their minutes or your slide presentation, we could post as our minutes. This is what we did. We did a slide presentation, that sort of thing.
So we either notice that at a regular meeting, or we notice it 48 hours in advance of the meeting. We know we're going to attend with 3 or more members.
It's-
Okay,
And Frank, next item also is something that you wanted on the agenda, public voting sites versus private voting sites.
So I'll spend the next 2 minutes trying to convince this body why I think it's important to have voting in public sites rather than private brick and mortar places such as churches or retail sites. So here's my presentation. This county is building public schools, and I'm going to advocate that we use public schools or other public buildings as voting sites. Private properties should not be voting spaces because they have the potential of being conflicted depending on their viewpoints on public policy. So this Board of Election, in my opinion, should be involved in building design for new schools, which are being built throughout the county in the path of progress, and having built voting sites built into the public schools. I'll validate this by saying the Constitution of the United States in the Bill of Rights, #1 article says there should be no prohibition of freedom of speech or freedom of assembly in this country. And I'll further validate it. The Help America Vote Act of 2002 says some very important items regarding voting access. They say voting access should be non-discriminatory. We should have accessibility of voting at polling places, and voting equipment should be available to all voters. And we should investigate methods of voter intimidation. It says that we should educate voters on the locations of polling places and all other aspects of participation in elections. This is the Habit Act. It says that we should have uniform closing time and uniform policies for voting spaces, if possible. And we need more consistency in voting spaces and in procedures for voting. This is 2002. Finally, Habit says that voter participation rates and public accessibility should remove potential external influences for the election process. External influences could include churches. The Wilmington Port City Daily, this just fell out of the sky, published yesterday. This is in the public domain, and I gave a copy of this to one of you members. And then the Wilmington Port City Daily yesterday, there is Port City Community Church is used as a voting site. And they wanted to remove electioneering as part of their voting site. And the state board stepped down. I'm talking about the State Board of Elections. And they said, these are site-specific restrictions for a non-public facility. And a public facility, electioneering restrictions should not occur. This is a state board responding to this church. And they removed this church as a voting site in Wilmington yesterday. So what I'm going to comment now in the last 30 seconds is that violations at churches and private brick and mortar buildings can violate the Bill of Rights. I'm talking about free speech and free assembly. I'm talking about the parking lot for electioneering. And that HAVA in 2002 said that voting should be non-discriminatory. The polls should be as uniform as they could be. And that consistency in contest procedures for the polls are important. And potential external influences at the polls should not occur. And that candidate information and communications with the candidates should be allowed from people that are in the parking lot. So this church had become more restrictive over time, and they were removed as a polling site. And my final comment is that an observable public process is what voting is. And it adds confidence if we see people go in and vote. And that assure public voting administration is fair and incorruptible. That in my opinion, this should be removed from private influences, which is what private brick and mortar can do, which is church evidence in Wilmington. That's
So
all.
you have a proposal, do you have a motion, what do you want to do?
So here's what I'm going to suggest to this body. This cannot be a Frank Dunphy effort. It has to be Democrats supporting it and my Republican colleagues supporting it. If this is just a Frank Dunphy effort, it will fail. Because this may be a long-term effort to go to the commissioners, to go to the school board and try to get voting spaces incorporated into school construction. And maybe some retrofitting of some of the existing schools. And if we're not unanimous on this, it's wasted effort. I'm not willing to expend the effort to do that. We may run into opposition from the commissioners or the school board or interested parents. And so this could turn out to be a big effort to try to get churches taken away as voting spaces. And we should not do this. We should not paint ourselves into a corner, because we still may need the churches until we get upfitted with public spaces. So I don't want to alienate you, the churches that we're using. But this would require a process of moving, a process of reporting to this body what's happening, and we may have opposition. So my proposal is that we unanimously support in principle that we want to use public spaces, and we move to the commissioners and the Board of Education to try to influence events to that end. Eric?
Frank, I hear your concern, but I think your concern is not validated in Chatham County by our experience or by any data or rationale that applies to us. First of all, there's nothing in the statutes that I can find that says these spaces have to be public. Schools, fire stations, fine. It's also the case that we have now in the law the right of observers to visit polling sites and can tell whether there's partisan electioneering going on or what's going on in the building, whether it's public or private. I understand that we would not want to go to a voting site that restricted electioneering outside, that had inadequate parking, that wasn't accessible, and so on. And I trust the staff to make sure that our voting sites are that way. So I cannot support you.
Do you have an issue, Erica, with wanting to try to prevail on the county to incorporate requirements in whether it's school, community building construction, senior center construction that's owned and operated by the county, requirements that would accommodate the ability to vote without having to, for instance, commandeer a school, because it's already designed and constructed in such a way as to allow voting. Do you have an issue with that?
I do not. In fact, I would support that. But we are not in a county that has a circuit, especially in the Northeast, of voting locations. We're using the college. We're using Northwood. We're using a community center in Siler City. So I think the staff has done an excellent job of trying to find us spaces that are public. But I don't know that anything in the Northeast other, encourage the commissioners to consider spaces in the Northeast that would be public for voters. The community center would fit that location, but the one in Wilmington does not. I support the actions.
Bob, you have any comment?
I think it's certainly good for us to coordinate with the Board of Education and the county about facilities that are being planned for new construction or for revamping. And they should include a multi-purpose room suitable for an election site and adequate parking to support the election process. And I think, there'll be many other uses for these, rooms, if they are constructed, and we should put, just communicate that and keep up with the county's plan of buildings. So basically in support of the idea, but I don't think it's like a pressing problem. I think the churches that we are using, are supportive of, allowing electioneering outside the buffer zone. And, we've had good experience, and it's the church, New Hope Church, it's a very important early vote, not just a precinct, but it's a very important early voting site. I believe we've had good experiences there.
Brent, do you have any issue with trying to proceed with what is more minimalist approach, which is urging the county to incorporate election requirements into any design for a new school, a new community center, a new senior center?
So the focus would be on public buildings, and churches wouldn't enter the discussion. I think, because Eric, I think you're not in favor of, I don't know what, you weren't in favor of omitting churches, which I'm not either. We may need that until we get up and running.
We do, especially for the early voting period, which is long. We have a gym. We have gyms that we can use for one day on election day, but for 7 days or for, 17
That would
days.
be very disruptive to the school.
It's not going to happen.
Well, wait a minute. Depends on how you construct it. For
Yeah,
17 days.
Existing facility, now you're right, might be a way to, construct it in such a way that, it could be,
We've had,
share the parking with the school and, be available for the whole early voting.
we've set up voting sites
The existing.
at Carolina. At Carolina Meadows, but that's a private facility. And there wasn't good space. I mean, there were several drawbacks to that, which is why we're not at Carolina Meadows in their multi-purpose room. They have a very good facility. So it is not an easy thing to just say we're not going to any private sites.
School works for, election day.
Hey, yeah, but not for early voting.
You're talking about the 17 days of early voting. If we commandeer space, we're interfering with 2 weeks.
And it would have to be designed in a way.
Yeah.
To have the entrances, it would not have to be near, where they can get to the kids. That's why we worked with the school board to have the schools closed on election day.
But parking in general.
Parking when they're picking up the children, drop them off.
I remember
And
Robert
you
trying
have
to
to be
be
concerned
concerned
about, you gotta be concerned about sex offenders and all kinds of people are coming in and out of school. If the children are in the school.
Robert, thank you. So I thought about this a little bit and wrote some comments down. I've been a poll worker, judge, MAP team member, chief judge, site manager, board member now for 6 years. And my children attended North Chatham Elementary and Margaret Pollard, and Northwood. And I dropped my kids off and picked them up when we had, before school care and after care. And so that all has an effect here. 23 days. For 23 days, we would take over a gym. That incorporates the drop off the cage, setup time, all the way through. You can't take that stuff away every night. It's got to sit there. So for 23 days, we take over a gym, or we could do it in 2 classrooms, but you got to be able to separate those off from the rest of the school, or some other large room. Typically, there's only a cafeteria, multi-purpose room, and a gym at these schools.
Library.
That would interfere with PE for 2 weeks, so no inside physical education, rain or cold, what have you. County sports for 3 weeks because they use them at night and on the weekends, the gym for basketball and other sports. As Pandora mentioned, you're going to introduce people that you may not want on school property. You can't screen folks that are coming in to vote easily. Now, we ask them, are you a convicted felon, child molester, pedophile, etc.? And they answer to us, but you can't screen them actively. So you got a lot of coming and going. And the biggest one is the traffic chaos. So none of these schools are designed to have two things going at once. They're designed for parents to drop kids off and buses to drop kids off, and parents and buses to pick kids up and take them away. That runs from 6:30 to 8 a.m. roughly, and 2:15 to 6 p.m. Parents and buses. So that includes before and after school, which are most all the facilities. I have no idea how you could run curbside voting with all that going on. Unsure voters, where do I park? What do I do? And older drivers in curbside voting, which makes me more nervous than you can imagine. We were afraid that someone was going to come through the front doors at the community college before, because that's where the curbside voters park, and they don't always drive accurately. And then what happens if you get a bomb threat? Somebody wants to upset the elections, or a school bomb threat, everybody evacuates, total chaos. None of the schools are designed for that. I think it's a good concept to design for that, but it's going to be a tough sell, I think. And we don't have a problem with any of the electioneering of the churches that we've used or used currently that I'm aware of. I've only worked at New Hope Church as an early voting site.
That's the only one we use as an early voting site.
So
Okay.
all those are great concerns. Seems to me though, I mean, we're not talking about, it's really trying to use an existing school as an early voting site. Election day, another matter, which sort of deals with the concerns that you've just articulated. But going forward, I think the only way to figure out whether this works is to see if it can be in fact designed into new buildings, whether it's schools, community centers, senior centers, or whatever.
Or an add-on to an existing building with some other traffic pattern and parking area.
Just need to sit down, I guess, with the.
Because it would be chaos. I mean, we see chaos now. We try to control it as best we can, and we've done a pretty good job of that, but it's chaotic. And typically we only have 1 to 3 people that are managing all that going on outside and watching what's going on, depending on the staffing and the, whether it's a primary, early voting or election day. Thank you.
So Frank, I'm here in support for trying to address this on a go-forward basis with respect to new construction, but really not beyond that. Are you all right with that?
Let me just say, yes and no, because if not everybody is enthusiastic for this, to use public buildings, it's a wasted effort. This may be a huge effort, and Robert's just outlined a lot of an opinion regarding the downside of it. So has Member Linden. So I mean, it's going to require big effort. It's going to require going to the commissioners, et cetera. And if not everybody's on board, I'm not sure I want to expend the effort. I mean, as you articulated, we're kind of doing okay with our churches. They were not doing okay with the church in Wilmington, as I showed you.
Yeah.
And the church can be okay now and change their mind because it's a private brick and mortar.
If they do, then we'll deal with that.
Yeah, okay. So I mean, if it's going okay, my enthusiasm just drops since I don't have support
Okay, well, that's what we need to hear.
behind things.
Okay, moving on, we are into the logic and accuracy testing portion of our meeting today. Aaron, do you want to give us a little background on what we're about to do, why we're about to do it, and how many locations and ballot styles that we're about to do it for?
All right, so good afternoon, everybody. Today we have 6 machines to test. We have 3 scans, 2 prints, and 1 touch shredder. These are all election day machines. So I intentionally test 1 machine from Crossroads, which is District 9, yeah, and there's 2, West Chapel and Bynum, which is District 4. So we have different, And I also have here the two East Williams, which can print two different ballot styles, and one typewriter. So we're going to start with the scans. And we have 29 ballots, 14 Democrat and 15 Republican ballots for each machine to test. So I will set up the machine and then board members can help me feed the ballots.
Okay.
Yep.
Here we go.
What is the middle one? Marvin, is that west?
This one?
Yeah.
West Chatham. Yep.
Hey, Marvin, does it need to check the zeros?
Yeah, I'm gonna print that once it's set up.
Let us know when you're ready.
Yep. Oh, this.
You can have it.
Run short.
I don't use it. So I keep it in my computer. You can have it. No, I got it. No, I just.
I get the first two and then.
You're good.
You're
Peanut calories. Worried. You know what?
I'm the only Democrat, so, feeding ballots must not be my purpose.
You can walk with it, just right.
Or is much. Expert ballot.
Fine.
I'm gonna make an editorial. See, all we have in the room is a league of women voters, one person. All these election integrity people are going around screaming from the rooftops. They're not here. This is election integrity.
They trust us, Frank.
But we are election integrity.
Does that mean I have to stay for 2 hours? Holy shit.
No, we want you to
Did you drink
complain.
a bottle of
Come on.
wine?
Now, you have to stay for another 2 hours.
Well, those are some, right, you can't call them KZ is.
The election integrity people.
Too. That is the next half an hour. The person watching KZ, that's Kim, she's the.
Yes.
Kim's ours.
Matt Markers. Yeah.
You sign the zero.
Most of them are. We are. That's.
What's the problem? Yes. They're gonna do some landscaping. It's a whole show. No, they're gonna find some shrubs and stuff. That's how you never seen them do the landscaping.
Yeah, no, not sure.
Yeah, through.
Are you on the camera? I'm not on the camera.
That's okay.
So if you want to check the zero times.
Yeah, you do. If we remember.
So, for the information for everybody, we are now, version 2.7. We are
2.7.6.
we are upgraded to. That's the zero tech. And all our machines was upgraded last December. No,
Yeah,
November,
new readers.
Two,
from 2.2 to 2.7.
okay.
Lots of zeros.
So what about this new, the, Partner Civic was the first one to achieve these new certification, guidelines? Is that 2.7 or is that
Right.
better than 2.7? Yeah,
That's a Vanguard.
That, yeah.
we're not there yet, right?
No.
Vanguard.
Oh, sorry. I knew you were there. Some, you were there.
Different.
Mhm.
So. You can start reading right here. It is open. You want to partner with? Somebody wants to patch it.
Catch it.
Yeah.
I got it.
Is the Republic 2R do it again?
Do you wanna go here with?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh, we get it right, it's up and good.
What do you want me to do, catch it? What do you want with it?
It comes out.
It's
That's it.
there's no, choice.
Oh, it's an undervote.
Yeah, it's a-
Should I go ahead and,
That's what it is.
and I'll insert the ballots into Bynum?
Yes.
I can go ahead and do that.
Mm-hmm.
That's it about.
You wanna help from with the boss or?
Oh, I could check, I could,
Yeah.
well, I've started with that. so. When to stop.
Yeah.
Here, here, mine.
You need to.
Okay, now. Have you real candidate ballots or this like vanilla versus chocolate?
These are real ballots.
The ballots.
They're real. Okay, taste ballots. Okay.
You have errors on them, right? Like undervotes or.
Yeah.
No, we don't.
Doing something wrong.
You go to the step, that's it, what you say?
Second paper, Jim.
Oh, get the ballots out the back.
So the question is, if you can get it counted? Yes. You can try, which, this is the last ballot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can try scanning again, or no stage, or no stage. It should, then just put it there. It's just.
You can take any of this one, you get Bob's ballot.
Yeah, can you read that?
This one went through.
These are.
They came out of Monterey, they're Bynum.
They just.
All that done here.
No.
Yeah, because
They're not going into.
Those are the ones that I voted from this machine. I kept away from there.
It was showing the result there.
This one is good.
Yeah.
I think Louis Vales.
Like this one vote and another vote.
This is not like what we were doing. One machine into the next. We're not doing that.
No. It is election day, so it's
Okay.
precinct specific. You can try later, you can try scanning that.
Just to see
ballot
if
here.
it's.
This one, you won't.
Take it that way. It should all be fine.
Hey, Marvin,
Yes, sir.
you done? Time here.
Yeah, it's going to be finalized because this is the test V drives. It ain't the live yet, so that's part of the checklist that I will do.
But let's flash the time wrong.
This one, because we need to change the time before. Remember when we do the time change?
Okay,
So it
so,
wasn't set yet. That's
Okay.
part of
okay, good.
that's part of the test.
Marvin and I did this last week for a while.
This one is like
Watching,
post time change. That time is post time change.
Page one.
3:45.
4:46, yeah, I'll just set it.
This is what the time would be after the time change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In other words, time has been changed
Yeah.
back. We're still on daylight savings time.
Correct.
Hasn't been changed back yet.
Usually this will take another 8 hours.
Oh, no. The early voting machine took us like 2 hours. One.
3:30.
end of life.
All right.
We call it the special
29 votes.
Yep.
What it should be.
Where do you want?
Let's just leave them here.
Right here?
It's obviously associated with that. Thank you.
Is it 29? Now, try to rescan this one. See if it's.
Yeah, you
Why
can
is that
try
one
one
that
too.
have-
Well, rescan it.
Yeah.
Pull it back out.
You can have. How your luck is.
But this is.
This should take it back out.
Because you usually
Yeah.
have a box.
That's good.
That's what it's
That's
supposed to
real.
be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is just a representation of.
Well, do we have any?
Same ballot.
I don't see you.
Can I help? I heard my name.
I don't see the chat though. There's no,
29,
I don't think so.
29, and 29.
There's the.
So I did it crossways. So it's the first time.
Yours.
It's okay.
29.
Here's my.
Right.
All down.
That's
I
not
have here
changed.
the,
sir.
I have here the expected number of votes. For Bynum. This is for the Democrat. And Republican. I'm gonna print the report and you can,
Oh, and we have to sign these too.
no, you just need to compare it, see that it's accurate.
Against, compared against the tape, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna let you advance.
Thank you, Dad.
That's for West Chapel and this is for. That's the expected number of votes, the 13.
So with me.
Yeah.
Oh, and that should be here.
Yeah.
Oh, here's his mouse. It's like, here's his mouse.
Oh,
So since election day, you only have the option as closed poll.
We just noticed you.
In early voting, we have the options to spend. And it's not time to vote poll, because it's not March 3 yet,
Yeah.
so.
You,
don't want to close the poll, right?
I will, so we can have the report, but it needs an
Somebody say his name.
It's not the regular, closed poll.
you're the administrator.
Yeah,
You're gonna be the administrator. We had a problem, what's before, yeah, a couple years ago.
it's the poll.
The timestamp didn't matter, Chuck, right?
Yeah,
And on election day, it wouldn't come on because, for some reason, it's like, you couldn't put ballots in until 5 PM or something. And the time had changed, and they thought it was like 4. Daylight saving time. Did they get the daylight saving time stuff?
I'm gonna finalize that before, it's only the supplemental, machine that falls on the time change, so.
Absentee? It's gotta be in by 7:30 PM on.
No, it's the ones that mailed out. The ones that the meeting before the candidates.
I mean, it's 7.
Those are your copies that were sent out by mail. If any
Yeah.
come in.
We don't need to move, we don't need to, what's that, move forward,
When's the time change? Is it on the 8th, maybe?
yeah.
I think it's after the whole
It's after
primary's
the-
over, yeah.
Yeah. Are you guys running these machines too? No.
That's the next step.
So you don't-
You can just snap it. And then so that you can compare.
Marvin, do you want maybe we found these machines?
Yeah, I'm gonna set those up, and can you just grab the ballots, put it back to their,
Do what?
this ballots, can you just
I just
put?
put them back in the vinyl or the.
14.
You got it?
Yeah. Oh. I was just.
Here, Mr. Black.
You ready? Democrats. Carol, 2, Hughes, 3.
Okay, that's done.
4,
What's Erica?
Williams, 1, Chris, 1, undervotes 1, overvotes 1. And then it says, you have 3, 4.
Let's start with this.
Okay.
So narrow, 2, 3, 4, 1, 1 undervote, and 1 overvote.
One
Well,
overvote, one undervote.
Yep.
That's correct.
That's a total of 14.
Hey, Marvin,
Okay.
Yes, sir? Hold on.
so our report here has an overvote, but we don't have an overvote on this list. Here. We have an undervote, but no overvote.
Don't count.
Let me see, I'm going for feet. Crossroads, but yeah, it might be just an Excel file.
Excel file.
Yeah, because here we have 14, we have 1 over.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It's got total cast votes. If it's an overvote, it wouldn't be counted anyway.
Yes,
Are you saying?
I'll double check on the Excel file that they give to me.
Well,
It's from Mark.
it says including under, it doesn't say including.
All right.
So let's do
Okay,
this.
let's keep going.
I'm gonna circle it. Circle it, so put a question.
Okay, Valerie,
Valerie, oh,
2, 3, 4.
yeah, 2, 3, 4, 4.
One over.
So now I'm yes under.
Yep.
9, you ready?
Okay.
Carl, second,
Okay,
2.
Whalen and Walczyk
2, 1,
2, 1.
undervotes 10.
First is 3.
and overvotes 1.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Bamber, 4.
O'Brien,
Ojeda.
What happened? We didn't do the commissioner yet. Okay, Franklin
Votes 3,
2,
overvotes 1.
2,
and Lynn 1.
1, yep.
1 over, 10 under.
North Carolina Court of Appeals, Judge seat
Now,
three.
did we check,
Walden, two.
Robertson and Kate O'Brien?
Yeah.
There it is.
One,
Two,
One,
undervotes.
one over, 10 under. Okay, that's good. And then now we want to get
Board
to,
of Commissioners, that's three. Mike,
this is,
Brian, one, undervotes 10.
that's Republican.
yeah.
Okay,
District five, Flores, two, Yang, one, undervotes 10.
Margot Dupree, 2, 3, 4 for Don Brown, 1 for Watley, 1 for Temple, 1
You
for
have
Morrow,
One
Johnson, 1 over.
Three, Brown,
Okay,
four,
good.
Watley, one, Temple, one, Morrow,
Michael.
one, Johnson, one.
Michael Byrne, 2,
Undervotes, one.
Matt Smith, 1, 11
Undervotes.
under, 1 over. Okay, that's good.
Court of Appeals, seat one, Byrne, two, Smith, one, undervotes 11, votes one.
Okay, so Mark, we have overvote one, missing on this. Every single election. Gotta be an Excel file.
What does that mean? Excel file does.
It's, yeah, it's just, they send us these files, like,
I can send them later.
one for West Chatham, and so the total will match with the number of ballots will be scanned.
Yeah, but wait a minute, we just signed this like everything's proper, but it's
Yeah,
not
you
proper.
signed the zero, and you can take note of the. The zero,
Zero tape,
yeah,
but this doesn't validate the zero tape.
yeah, we can put a note in there that the Excel file didn't match with the,
Maybe we should.
yeah.
So you want me to write on here?
Yep,
Say Excel file did not match?
yes, sir,
Did not.
with
Do not have overvotes.
the tape.
Just put it down
Okay.
here, no overvotes.
So here,
But
we
the
match,
Excel file does not match with tape.
here we match, and also here, don't cross.
That matched it?
Yeah, here. They have the
That's all
same.
matched over there?
Yeah.
But not here.
Mhm.
So,
All right, do we need to sign this?
Yeah,
Are you testing?
yeah, so we found an irregularity. What do we do about it?
Well, we may have found an irregularity in the Excel spreadsheet, but maybe not in the machine.
But not in the machine.
so
Okay.
the final verdict for this one is I will upload this to the count machine and generate a report in there, if that's the official.
Well, you're gonna let us know.
Yeah, I can do it for now, before we end and check it.
So this all went well.
Yeah,
That got checked off.
The balance needs to match what comes out on the tape. There's no guarantee that the Excel spreadsheet is going to be accurate. It's important that the ballot going in match the tape coming out. If there's errors in Excel spreadsheet that somebody else sent us, we'll blame them, not us.
Do we need to, do I need to sign this one?
This is scrap tape.
Or do you two? sign?
yes, this one is, okay. Yep. All right. Good.
Everything's go back
Man,
in the file, this is clean.
Got it. Thank you.
your signature's horrible.
Oh,
What is it on this? It's like an O with a line,
I'm just trying to be like a doctor.
but it's okay. I got it. I got it.
It's the same every time.
That was good.
Well,
This is still.
Have we run stuff through here or not?
Yeah, it's been run through, but we don't have the tape. Does it in fact? Again,
Probably the tape.
Bynum was checked, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, mine
the
will.
table's right here.
Oh, that was the tape.
Bas-
Oh,
That's what's terrible.
I want some new ones.
This is Bynum.
You don't want?
I don't think that's time on mine.
Yeah, not yet.
My wife told me we might get snow this weekend. No.
I'm looking.
And
I mean, they. The East Williams is.
My signature is much better. In fact, I don't think. I can make it good. This is the first thought.
All right. Hmm. Oh. Hmm.
after I test all the machines, I'm gonna let you sign like the final form. Right now, I'm like at 30% of the total machines tested.
Okay,
But
so you're gonna want all of us to come back and do that?
no, this is just the portion where I test with the board, but you can come and check with me.
Did you test these before, or is this the test?
This is the test. Yep.
So what's over here on the left?
These are the print machines,
Ah,
2 prints and 1 touch writer.
So.
And we just have to look at the ballot that comes out and see. if
Yeah,
it's
you,
right.
you.
There's no tape, there's no nothing, it's just,
We can print the tape and you can see here how many ballots you print. Yep. Now I'm gonna change the time.
why are you changing the time?
what's wrong?
It's still on daylight savings time.
I see. So you have to do that on all the machines?
Yes, sir. It's part of the checklist, actually.
This one's already right, it's, but it's 43 AM. That's pretty off.
Probably also gonna be in the bed, right?
Right.
I would be almost getting.
You need me.
It's colder.
This.
Yes.
Okay.
This is East Williams. Okay.
So did you get coffee, Frank?
Nah.
Hold on.
A lot
Lower
more.
work the total. Very hard. East Williams. This is Chatham. Okay, we can now test the ballot selector actually.
What do we do?
So you can hit issue ballot.
All right, you want me to do that?
Yes.
Issue about,
Issue a ballot.
I don't know, it's gonna be a dim or.
So this is East Williams. You see the
Mm-hmm.
3 available ballot stubs in East Williams. So we have 1 Republican and 2 Democrat.
Because this is the one that's split, right?
Yep. So, yeah, you can.
Republican for Congress.
Alright, so you got an RDD.
Yeah, we can try printing those 3 times.
Alright, so here I go.
Okay, so, okay.
What are you
Yeah,
looking at? One of each?
Yeah,
Here we go.
and then, yes, print.
Yep.
It'd be nice if it said whether it was District 4 or District 9.
So, on election day, it's only East Williams will have these printers. And they will just scan, they have a scanner. They'll just scan the HCV.
30 years first.
And it automatically prints. the right ballot.
Mhm.
Yes. Yes, it's on, it will, it's a little slow.
But then the zero report over here.
Yes, sir. Yeah. It's gonna flow like that, that's it. No, it's just a start. It's warm.
Feels like it's 4:15 in the morning.
We're printing 3 ballots from East Williams. We got 2 Dems and a Republican.
All right, Marvin, this one's not for you.
It should.
Oh, it is now.
Let's print the zero report, Marvin. Is that appropriate? You want to print the zero report? Or is that already?
That's the 0
It's already.
Yes.
Okay.
It's your ballot.
In the poll.
Yeah.
Want me to do another one?
Yes, sir.
Is it issue a ballot or print a ballot?
Issue about.
All right, here's the second one.
The second signature that was on, just. Yeah, that's true.
Orange, yes.
So there's no printer, he will tell the machine that.
You got one more.
Here.
There's no printer.
Here's the second one.
I'm sitting in the bench.
Yeah, them to the ballot.
These are official ballots.
They're official?
Yes, sir. We need to put the test right away.
You can't tell who the board chair is by that signature change.
That's hard to forge, isn't it?
All right. Use.
Yeah, but we know now. We can-
Hey, I can do anything.
But it did look like his signature in voter registration. Yeah.
Come get
So have it.
It's all big.
Try Republican, okay?
So, there's,
Bueno.
1 Republican and 2 Dems. Republican, Dem that I just printed off of this. And
You can
this,
get one, that one, and or we can just press the
Make
screen.
sure Marvin
see
wants to do
this
something
screen?
else with. Not nobody else's.
Dem. Republican, Dem.
How about here? These
Oh,
are able to print?
All three of them.
Okay.
Is that it?
Yes.
All right.
Make sure we put test in this one.
What is that?
Test.
Such thing as this?
Yeah, two,
2
Yeah.
printers. I see.
deploy two on election day for bench. But it's easier.
There.
Right. Nine, okay. Ballot count report. That was
That was
3.
3 ballots.
created longer.
3 ballots.
Yeah.
He coming this way, but I can go that way.
Yeah, you can go that way.
Okay.
You can
I had
get
to
in there.
push that. I couldn't do that through here.
Yeah.
Oh, you need to. And then,
Okay, now I.
It should have been the opposite. I
Okay.
think.
then you need to go in right here.
Then come in
I see
here.
it.
Yes, that would make
You
more
should have been able to
sense.
get out of here to get in there.
That would make more sense. And you may still be able to get it fixed.
Yeah, that's
Just have to
back.
turn the lock around.
No, you need to go back.
Get to sign this thing.
Yeah, this one's correct.
Go next. Please highlight next. So you scroll, yeah. There's,
All right, yeah.
Yeah, I guess we don't have to. Do we have to sign this, Mark?
yeah, man, just sign it.
I'll let you,
It's right here. Yeah, I can.
it's printed. One Republican, one Democrat, one Republican.
That what it was supposed to
Correct,
do?
that was what it was supposed to do.
Yeah, correct. I wish they could give us a map, right?
Yeah.
Do you want us to sign this one over here as well?
Yes, sir.
No.
Please.
Well, we got two filming slides.
Yeah, just
Wait a minute.
can give you more space.
You just did a minute?
Yeah.
Let's really take one.
For the first one,
Oh, okay, so if there was a line of people, it wouldn't take as long.
no. And usually, this machine, if you will see the mileage, I think it's less than 100.
Right.
Because nobody uses this one.
Unfortunately, you train them, tell them,
See,
you guys with poll workers, use the touch writer.
It's only 24.
Right, use it so that you know how and
Because
encourage
that's
people to
right.
go do it. It's right.
I need to,
That's
It's not my favorite piece of equipment. I'm glad I don't.
You want to write test on it?
Yeah, you wanna try, Mr. Frank?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So this is the joystick?
activate valve.
Yes.
Select.
No, this is the power part. See, power, that's all.
Okay.
Right, so he tried the Republican, you wanna try the Democrat?
Okay. So, oh, you touch it.
Yeah, this is still the,
I did it with this thing, so you do it by touch is good.
now you can start using the,
Help me
so
change.
this is the up and down,
Oh, okay.
and then you select on the left side.
So I'm gonna say, help me change. No, I don't want to change. Skip straight voting. Begin voting.
You need to scroll.
Oh, you have to get
Yeah.
there. I see. All right, partisan.
To highlight the next one.
You have to highlight it.
Whatever's got the blue around it.
I
where the
see.
cursor is.
There you go, you can
I'm gonna
scroll
do-
down.
I'm gonna do the second one.
I will try to get, give me 1 minute.
Yeah.
Oh, it's actually just right here. It's my computer. Let's see that report.
Excel report.
Yeah.
Everybody has left us except Sarah's not there either.
There is one on there.
In the valve.
What's that, crossroads?
Now what? Print.
The first one,
You cannot make change, right?
all right.
That's pretty interesting. It's going to be difficult. And that's for people who can't, are visual impaired, or they have audio on that too.
Yeah, you do neither of both.
Is it crossroads?
Crossroads.
So you're supposed to be able to view your ballot and just put it in a tablet, right?
Oh, the one that
Look at it.
misbehaved?
Say I made a mistake.
Says right here.
Yep,
So that-
all that one, all that.
Crossroads.
Yeah.
Right, so-
Yep.
It's on there.
Yeah.
It's that too. So that's the Excel that I'm talking about. So,
Okay.
so
Over under.
So the Excel, for whatever reason, so it shows up,
it did print the,
right?
so the whole thing was sent by Hart. This is the whole thing that was sent from Hart.
Right.
Excel files, but
It doesn't print, but it's on the Excel spreadsheet, so they
Mhm.
match.
they match, yeah. So this is the Republican.
Well.
Same issue there. Yeah,
in
over,
matches.
over. And
Yeah,
over,
it's
yeah.
the over and under, yeah.
So do we need to say we reviewed it and it matches? And it, because we wrote on here, it didn't match.
It's okay, we can, because that's just the test part.
This is the electronic version, the
Yeah.
printout didn't. match.
Yeah.
It just didn't print, yeah.
It didn't print out correctly.
Interesting.
But these are just our guide. Like, whenever we need to know how many votes are we expected to be
There's more than one Republican. Right?
Yep.
It's often signed.
Yeah.
Yep. That's signed,
And that's.
and the polls are closed. These machines can't be closed. There's no option to close this one. Just they only have ballots count.
So you don't close.
There's no
It's
close.
either print or
Yeah.
zero.
It's only the scan that.
The zero too.
So, can we get a result here, Marvin?
Yeah, we can print,
That's the zero.
I'm gonna print the. Now, I'm gonna do the print summary folder that gives us the total number of ballots. Oh, that's good. Yes.
Now we see two.
Yep. So. Yeah, two. Ballots printed.
One down, one opposed.
Doesn't say that yet.
It's in the, we can change the summary thing, but it doesn't matter, because some of those ballots might be spoiled.
Yeah.
All right, so that's all for the testing. I will just finalize them with the other one, so that doesn't take us too long.
Okay, so we needing to stay or are we done?
We're done with
You need
the,
to
I
sign
need
it?
a motion to adjourn.
yeah,
Well, that's what I'm do next.
just sign this one.
That's the zero tape.
This is 0. Review
Does,
the summary report.
do we all need, all four of us need to sign?
Yeah.
There's one signature.
You went on my line.
Well,
Oh, my God.
that's because you blocked me
Oh,
earlier
my
and then you blocked him.
To me, so we're even.
Okay, there's the summary for this machine.
I'll still be testing machine if you wanna, come and watch.
To me, just. this.
I actually invited Mr. Frank, but he didn't have me, so he helped with me, but.
See, I wouldn't let him.
Okay. All right.
Okay, I move to adjourn. Stephanie,
All right.
you done?
We
Thank you.
adjourn.
Okay.
Thank
You guys kept me from doing a short meeting.
Oh,
2 hours and 6 minutes.
Yeah. I'm glad it
One of
wasn't,
my
I'm glad it wasn't
favorite
5:30. Been here in the dark, yeah.
It's only like 5, 6 more weeks until we get to do it, saving time.
Yeah, so I'm ready.
Yeah, me too.
And then when I'm going home in the evening and it's like this, the sun is blind. I mean, it's blinding.
Yes, sir.
And I'm like, how?
Understand why they good on Sherry State.
I came on the balance. I'm just checking back.
Yeah, I think it took some readjustment.
So I want to explain to you why.
Wow.
It is.
Okay. No worries.
So Alaska,
Thank
are
you.
they dark now or light?
They're dark.
She said.
Okay.
They're dark most of the time. Yeah.
it's a good get.
So did y'all see any of the lights?